So yeah, one more thing I wanted to talk about real quick was the U.S. military. The U.S. military. It's an interesting subject, but where should I start? Well, who is that guy, Smedley, or somebody Smedley Butler, Colonel, General? He said war is a racket, but for the most part, the military and the media and Hollywood, that's three, they work together with politicians. If you noticed in Trump's campaign 2016, him, I'd say maybe in Rand Paul were kind of the only ones that were anti-war with Russia. Not anti-military, they're pro-military. Trump especially is pro-military, right? But he just didn't want World War III, maybe, I don't know. Maybe he didn't want any conflict with Russia. He said, hey, why can't we be friends? Isn't it better to be friends? So, while on the other hand, you had people like Jeb Bush, you had Republicans and Democrats both pushing the Russia narrative. Because, you know, they knew who buttered their bread. Whether it's the media industrial complex, the military industrial complex, or that's just basically one kind of conglomeration, right? So the military gets the media to sell their wars, and they work together. The media works for the military, you know, I got your back, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So they're in a sense, they're a single entity that work and in collusion with each other. Now sometimes politicians, like, okay, now you have Benghazi. Now the media really doesn't like criticizing Democrats or Hillary, but you have instances where the military gets attacked from within, right? Like Benghazi, where Hillary was, you know, they asked for more aid, they didn't get it, and as a result, you know, a few military men lost their lives, right? Whether they do the bidding for Israel or whatever is beside the point, right? Whether they're actually fighting for freedom in America or they're just a tool for globalism is beside the point. The point is, they can't even defend themselves, is the point, actually. You know, and that's really was driven home with this jab, where the military themselves were subservient to Pfizer, the Pfizer jab, the clot shot jab, Trump's jab, Pfizer's jab, whatever, myocarditis jab. So the military, yeah, they're just individuals that make up, you know, a greater bunch, but they haven't even really defended themselves. Whether you want to talk about it in Benghazi, nothing's been done about that. Nobody cares, apparently. Nothing's been done. Nothing's been done about the men who died on the USS Liberty. Nobody's been charged. Nothing's been done. So in a sense, the military itself is, I don't know. What are they fighting for? Even if they are fighting for Israel or globalism or worldwide globalism, communism, shouldn't they be able to not, I mean, it doesn't make sense to damage military members with this clot shot or make them quit, which many of them did. So this COVID-19 debacle, this PSYOP, which I guess it's a military operation, it's kind of revealed, I mean, it has revealed a lot. I mean, it's revealed evil, I guess. It's revealed Fauci, and I don't know. But I want to stay on point with the military. Yeah, it doesn't seem like, they don't know what they're fighting for. They're fighting for whatever, I guess. They want a conflict with Russia. It seems like they're fighting for globalism, to be honest. I mean, I saw in 2020, I saw the military kneel for BLM. I saw all the military in masks. So at that point, I don't think I can say that the military would be fighting for freedom, right? They're being injected themselves with a clot shot that's caused myocarditis. So I think the military themselves, and I've said this before, that the pharma pyramid is the top of the evil pyramid, So before the military go into any country, whether it's Iraq, for Israel, or before they destroy Syria or arm ISIS so they can destroy Syria and fight a proxy war there, they themselves get injected with whatever Uncle Sam says, right? Or Pfizer. So yeah, it goes Pfizer, the drug companies. They inject the military before they invade your country, whether it's Russia, or before they go to war with Russia, they get injected with Pfizer. So, all in all, it's just kind of a sad, pathetic tale where nobody really wins. At least in the old days, if you had Genghis Khan or whatever pillaging, they themselves had good standing themselves, But what we have kind of here is just like a throwaway military, right? Their lives don't matter. The people who's fighting's lives don't matter. Really, no lives matter. It's just all a facade, basically. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of my whole point there. Are they fighting for us? Can they even fight for themselves? I think, recently the mandate, which must have been a great, huge victory, was lifted for the military members. Well, a lot of them already quit. A lot of them already got damaged by it and quit. But I guess it's some type of small victory that little mandate was lifted, where the military don't have to be injected with something that might harm them, with no liability that might harm them. From Pfizer, a multiple felonies, multiple millions of dollars paid for those felonies, but nobody ever really harmed in Pfizer, right? In the corporation, in the company. Sure, we'll pay a little bit of that money. Who cares? We got more where that came from. Yeah, I guess that's my point on and about the military. Salute. Great job. You're doing a great job. Well, you're just a guy. You're just a man, and you just take orders from Biden. I guess, well, Biden's the commander-in-chief, I suppose, so we just take orders from the big guy. 10%. We give him 10%. Oh, yeah, and the military in the new Nazi military in Ukraine, they're killing the prisoners. You know, if they catch some Russians, they say, "Hey, we surrender. Okay, we'll kill you anyways." So if you're Russia, they're not, you know, you're not in a good situation with the Ukrainian military. They're not the good guys, and America apparently supports all that, just like the military. But they just take orders, right? They're just taking orders from Biden, right? They just take orders, order followers and takers. So when Trump was in office, at least we didn't have any more wars, but that was all coming, right? We saw the FBI get on live television and tell us that Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. So you see that the FBI themselves, they're in this war machine. They're supporting the anti-Trump, pro-war with Russia thing. And that's kind of what probably got him out of office, that he didn't want this war, you know. So they had to put somebody in who did, who would play ball like Biden, you know. So that's who they got. And, you know, Mike Pence, I just recently saw a picture of Mike Pence as a young man, and a homosexual. Looked like he was a homosexual when he was younger. So there's Mike Pence for you. They always put an adversary in there who will fuck your shit up. If you do make it in, a good guy, they make sure there's a guy who's VP, like Bush Reagan, who's gonna try to thwart everything you do, basically. And that was Pence's job. That was Pence.